Thank you guys so much for being here. It's great to be back. My journey with crypto partially started on the Stanford campus, so it's full circle for me. Excited to share more about Zero-G's DAI-OS. I'm more on the technical side, so we're going to skip a bunch of slides and get to the demo, get to the meat of this. I want to show you guys. So yeah, since we announced DAI-OS as our product and central focal point, we've received tremendous excitement and a lot of curiosity on how to use it, what the mechanisms are, and how to build with it. So, can we go back one more? Thank you. DAI-OS at Devcon, this is the first ever reveal of Zero-G's DAI-OS. And it consists of 3 parts: the compute network, the storage network, and the service marketplace. Just to set the stage, we believe that at Token 2049, Balak mentioned the intelligent economy, that AI together with blockchain will interweave and form the foundation of a future where AI agents walk our grounds, work in our houses, and work side by side, shoulder to shoulder with us. But I think it doesn't go far enough. We believe it's important that we build towards a programmable, intelligent economy, because in that future, we as humans will be free to pursue our highest potential, whether it's arts, sports, and whatnot. Now, as AI runs our society, they'll be driving our cars and flying our planes. And in that future, a terrorist won't even need to hold a knife to fly, to hijack it. All they need to do is attack the model. And we're going to show some of that today. So it's not all doom and gloom. In fact, we cannot wait for that future to get here, so that we're free to enter the enlightened economy and pursue our highest potential. And we're providing the way to get there with safe, reliable, and accountable AI. Here's how we're going to do it. In today's demo, we'll walk over DAI-OS architecture with 3 demos: retrieving model from Zero-G storage for fine-tuning, registering as a GPU provider to service marketplace, and selecting model and provider for verifiable inference for Zero-G service marketplace, all on decentralized rails. Thank you. The highlighted parts are the 3 components that we'll be demoing today. And you can get your model, AI datasets, and AI assets to and from the Zero-G storage network that's sharded in order to cater to the amount of bandwidth that you need for high-performance use cases like AI. And we're also introducing a decentralized compute network to directly serve inference use cases. And all of this will feed into the service marketplace as a single pane of glass platform for developers and builders to come in and get the services they need for their AI workloads. All of this is built on top of an infinitely scalable chain, so that we have the throughput to finally have a viable alternative to centralized cloud providers such as AWS and Google Cloud. Next one. We have a really active community, so this one was picked out as one of our favorites. Closed AI versus the open AI, that's Zero-G. All right, there we go. So on the provider side, on the builder side, we offer a spectrum of verifiability methods. And in a couple of weeks, our testnet will launch that supports TEML and OPML, while in the long term, we'll continue to support other methods of verifiability, including ZKML, FHEML, and SPML. All right, thank you so much. On that note, I would like to invite Zero-G's founder and CEO, Michael Heinrich.
Hello, okay, got it. Well, thanks for holding down the fort, Roy. Traffic in Thailand is no joke. We went from 20 minutes to 50 minutes very quickly. So anyway, it's really great to be here. I'm excited to be at another BASS event, and basically give you an industry first. So we're super excited about it. It was a little bit drowned out because of our fundraise announcement, but Roy presented it really well, so really excited to be here. Take it away, Roy. Let's start the fireside chat.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm glad that you were able to make it. I thought the city had swallowed your life, but good to see you. Yes, a lot has been happening at Zero G over the past couple of months. I know you've traveled a ton of countries, especially on the Asia side since COVID 2049, that ultimately inspired the launch of the first DAI OS in the world. Can you walk us through what has been happening at Zero G in the background? What have you learned while on the ground talking to all builders?
Yeah, I mean, it starts first with the clear vision and then building the team around it and then also understanding what the key needs are. But the aspects that we started seeing is cases like, I don't know if you know with what happened with Perplexity, and essentially Perplexity taking a lot of IP from Forbes, and then essentially, if prompted correctly, it will basically verbatim quote all the elements of the Forbes article. So that's an aspect of IP theft, an aspect of not attributing IP. And so it may seem benign today, but imagine 5 to 10 years from now, you have humanoid robots in your home, there's an attack that happens, let's say a data injection attack, and all of a sudden those humanoid robots are weaponized. And so what we're seeing is we want to be using blockchain rails to prevent an environment like that from happening. We want AI to be fully aligned with human interests. And we believe that centralized AI, or what we call closed AI, which ironically OpenAI is closed AI, is not paying enough attention to blockchain rails to actually provide the solution here. And so we really want to be the solution and the front runner there. And that came out of a discussion with a lot of builders that we've chatted with.
Thank you. Now that we understand the motivation and the origin story of the iOS, where are we headed next? And on that note, we just announced a raise of $290 million. Where do you plan on putting all that money?
Well, compared to closed or centralized AI, that's still a drop in the bucket with like billions of dollars raised. So it is a small fundraise for centralized AI from that perspective. But it's going towards alignment research, decentralized compute research, building up the team, lots of researchers we're going to be hiring. It'll go into ecosystem initiatives, building an ecosystem fund, supporting builders in the area. So a lot more around ecosystem and fundamental research. And that's not cheap. You have to have compute infrastructure. And so lots of GPUs and so on. But we're really excited that we're able to be in this position because we really want decentralized AI to be an alternative to closed AI, because you have no idea where the data came from, who labeled it, what censorship restrictions were there, how the model's performing, or what model you're even getting in production, what the weights and biases were. All of that's totally opaque, and you're trusting one entity to do all of that for you. What's to stop that entity from doing a deal with Nike, for example, where Nike says, I'll pay you billions of dollars if you put this data into your model, and every time somebody asks, hey, what's the best t-shirt? You say like, oh, it's a Nike t-shirt. This type of stuff can happen. How do we keep AI clean from that perspective? How do we make the community governed? And so that's what we stand for, and we really want to be the connective tissue that basically creates this movement where we're not the only ones building it, but really this whole ecosystem, because we can't do it alone. Even the service marketplace, we launched it with Fala, with Aether, and with Akash as providers. And the key challenge that we have is, first of all, we need to get to parity with centralized AI. That's probably going to be 2 to 3 years. And then 2, the user experience is significantly better on a centralized AI side. If you go to OpenAI, you've got a bunch of nice APIs, you select the model, you select if you want it to fine-tune or if you want just inference, and boom, everything's there. Really simple API calls. In Web3 meets AI, you have like 10 different providers doing this stuff. And then you have to like sort through, okay, who do I use? Who do I use for ZKML? Why do I need ZKML? Should I be using OPML? Is it TML, SPML, like FHEML? It's very complicated. We need to make that user experience just as easy, but fully on decentralized rails.
Thank you, Marco. We can't have a fireside chat without talking about the fast-changing environment around us. You mentioned the importance of alignment and building towards an open AI. truly open AI. And some of the things we've been hearing is, hey, the regulatory environment has not been friendly or clear at all for AI, to the point where California has published its own framework that drives away AI researchers. Now with Elon Musk coming in with Doge, and he has been one of the most level-headed AI founders in the world. How do you see this space shifting in the next couple of years?
He's the one that basically did some experiments with, I think it was with ChatGPT, but I don't remember exactly, where he asked a very simple question: what's worse for humanity, nuclear warfare or misgendering Kylie Jenner? And the model gave the answer: it's a misgendering point. If that's the state of AI, I'm very worried. And so I think what needs to happen is clear AI legislation and clarity around, like, how is AI supposed to run and be utilized, and how would it be weaponized, for example? And what are the clear rails around the alignment that we need in these models? At what point is it weaponizable, quote unquote? So I think clearer regulation and clearer understanding of what's possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, no matter which angle he takes, clarity generally helps with freedom to explore. Now that you know the boundary within which of exploration. We'd like to go back to the alignment note, and pun intended. Zero G's alignment node sale is currently ongoing. How does that play into the ecosystem and the vision that you have painted?
Yeah, we want to be thought leaders in this space. We don't believe this whole idea of, hey, we build a community by sending a bunch of free tokens that you may or may not keep, or you may dump on some market, builds community. We believe community is built by people actually doing useful work on a network. And so why not own a part of a future alignment group? Initially, these are not that smart. They check if the DBA system, the storage system, the service marketplace is kind of running how it's supposed to. But over time, as some of our research actually becomes an engineering challenge, such as, can we spot data injection attacks? Can we spot model drift? Then we can upgrade these nodes to actually do that useful functionality. It's kind of like white blood cells in your body or macrophages. Why shouldn't we have that feature on blockchains? And so the AI alignment node sale is really for a decentralization purpose, and it's to own that critical piece of infrastructure that we will upgrade over time.
I believe we're short on time, so what is the one thing that you would like to leave this chapter?
Ooh, that's always very difficult, but the one thing I'll leave you with is we're here to make AI a public good, and we would like you to join us on this mission so that we have a counterbalance to close AI, which could very quickly run off the rails and create a society that is not what we intend. A society that's extractive versus abundant. And we want to create a society that's abundant. I think Dan Wooding said once that there's a potential that in 2 generations we may not work for a living anymore. Imagine what society would look like if we have that level of abundance. That's what's possible, and that's what's at stake with AI and blockchain. So thank you very much.